Yes, there is something
that you all are going to be able to hear this sound on my from my presentation. Okay. Let me try to ensure that the audio is loud enough. Okay. So let me start out with the first one. One of the first examples of the digital blooper. Right. Let me see if I can navigate in properly. So that I can show it to you guys. Okay.
So what?
So this is the first blooper. Can you guys see that? Can you guys see my screen? Thumbs up.
Yes.
Yes, would be fine.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Yes. Cool.
Okay, great. So this first video is a couple. They are Bruce and Esther Hoffman, and this was recorded when they had just discovered what we call a webcam. Okay. So let me just play this for you guys here.
So what's it?
Okay.
Yep.
What?
Where are we now? Oops, careful.
I don't know. Where are we?
Well, we should be here. Good capture.
Where is it?
Where's Ben's?
Where?
I don't know. Well, hey, what's it capture?
We could make a video.
Snapshot. What? Here, come over here again. The light's green. I guess maybe.
Wait, I gotta. Can't do my again. Okay. Yeah,
No, not so close. No, I don't want to do that. But I don't know why this is stopped.
Okay, so this was again Bruce and Esther Hoffman when they had just discovered the webcam. They really weren't sure how to work around it. The second example is another couple. And this time they were trying to use their webcam to take a picture. Okay, so let me just get the link here and get it for you guys here. Let me maximize this here. And so these are Rita and Frank, right? Going through the same.
I don't hear it clicking, do you? Do you hear it clicking?
No.
Then there's something wrong. We're doing something wrong. Here it is. Oh, we gotta wait. Here, 16, 15, 14, 13. Here, get closer. Did you hear it click? Did you hear it click?
No.
Huh? I don't know, Frank. Oh, now, did you hear it click now?
No.
Hey, Frank. All right, now I gotta practice. The case one. All right, wait a minute, Frank. There's something wrong. It's going on. It has another. Wait a minute, here.
Okay, so that
One of the first words you
sorry, Rita and Frank trying to take a picture using their webcam. Okay, another one here is about this granddad seeing himself on a webcam for the first time.
I'm done. I'm done.
And you will see his reaction on YouTube.
No, not really. I don't. Well, I've got my app on my webcam thing at the moment. He's not, he's just, well, he can't, he doesn't have internet, he's just looking at it. Yeah.
I've watched him in news today.
Oh, good. Does it come on Tuesday?
So you worked out it's not a mirror
I don't know how it works. Look.
because it's like a photograph rather than a mirror. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's the way people see you rather than the way you normally see yourself.
Oh, is it?
Yes.
I'm FIFA surreal.
Hmm. I can't actually see and you're getting she's on.
You know what I mean?
Well, you wouldn't really get it until right now.
Okay, guys, so this granddad seems quite excited with being able to watch himself on the other side, right? So that's him exploring the webcam. Okay, so as I mentioned, these were just a couple of examples of some video bloopers that we got access to, Senior People Edition. Okay. With that completed and checked off, before we move into today's session, I just want to ask if any of you have any questions about the content that we had discussed before. This is already, we're already in the middle of the program for this week. So I just want to make sure that we're not leaving anything unconfirmed or unclarified or with any confusion.
Yeah, thank you, Ms. Cool. Thank you, Ms. Delcy.
Yes, Ms. Hyde.
Well, I don't know if my question really pertains to what you were talking about, but you did mention it, and I think I asked the question yesterday. It's about the labels. And I don't know if I should ask it now or at the end of today's session, but I did have another question that I wanted some clarification on. So
Yeah. Go ahead and ask me, and then I will let you know if it's something that I can address right.
Simple. You showed yesterday very nicely how to create the label. I wanted to know, how do you delete one?
How to delete a label?
Yeah. I've been trying this morning, but I can't find how to delete it because I have some I want deleted. Right? Okay. So that's really my question. Thank you.
Just give me a moment here to access an email address. And I will be able to show you how to the labels.
Okay, thanks.
You're welcome. Meanwhile, I access the email. Anybody else has any other question? Clarification? It's not allowing me to log in. Let me try again here. Okay, so okay, guys. So regarding the question that Miss Hyde asked, how do we remove a label that we have created, right? To do that, we would go again to the left-hand side task pane where we had created it. Right, so we would have climate change here, which is the example that we used yesterday. And you'll notice that as soon as I hover over the name, there are 3 dots that appear on the right-hand side, sorry. Okay, so these 3 dots would lead you to additional actions that you can do to that specific label or folder, if you want to call it that way, right? So let me just click here on this, on the 3 dots. And you can see all the different actions that you can do to that.
Yeah, I think I know what happened. Yes, I see it here.
So here, as you see, you can edit, you can remove label is in deleting it. You can add a sub-label, hide it, and you can even give it a label color.
Okay, I think I know what my problem is. I'm using my iPad or my iPhone. And I think you are talking about going on a laptop or a computer. I think it's, yeah.
Doing it via the
different.
computer. Yeah.
All right.
But if you can go on the folder and just look around to see if it gives you any menu of the sort.
Actually, I'm doing that right now because I'm just walking through while you are doing it, while you are speaking, and I don't see anything. I don't see anything which gives me what you're talking about.
Okay, I can look into this specific. What kind of tablet or iPad? It's an Apple iPad.
Yes, an iPad and the iPhone. Yes, Really, the iPhone, because I'm looking at it on the iPhone. I created them on the iPhone, but I can't find what you are referring to. So I realized that it's different for the laptop than for the phones.
Yes, mobile. The mobile application would be a little bit different. Let me look at my mobile one here. And if I go for the same labels.
I don't want to take up too much time from the session on the school, so I could do it afterwards, and I will look it up. I have to look it up.
Yes, I want you to look into the specifically the iPad or the mobile version of the application.
Okay, thank you very much. I don't afterwards, but I will go to Dr. Google.
Dr. Google is very, very effective.
Yes, I will ask Dr. which I should have done, but anyway, thank you.
Okay, Miss Hyde. So but I'll still look into it in the event. I can share with you afterwards.
Okay, thank you. All right.
Okay. I will take this as an understanding that there are no other questions, and I will not proceed with the session for today. Okay, guys? As I mentioned yesterday, what we're going to be looking at are specifically the applications that we commonly use on our devices, right? And by devices, I mean your phone, it could be any tablet, and of course, as of late, we can also install applications on our desktop, on our computers, right? But today, what I'll be focusing on are the downloading of apps or applications that we use on our mobile devices. And what I want to look at first is the overview of applications. So how many of these applications that I am showing up here on the screen do you recognize. Here I have some of the most common ones. So we have Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, Snapchat, Pinterest, YouTube, and Gmail. So this is this is using an Android phone. Okay, so when we're talking about devices, there will be differences in terms of the process to carry out different tasks. On a phone, depending on the brand of the phone, of course. So no two phones would be the process, not two phones, sorry. The brands would be different, right? But they're not entirely different. Maybe some differences, but not many. So again, as I mentioned, this is the display of an Android phone. What are applications? Right? What are these apps that we see on our phones? So applications are basically considered like programs that we download to access online services, online products, online games, and the list goes on. So basically, applications is another way that we can access the internet. Like previously, a couple of days ago, we had spoken about the door to the internet, and we were looking at web browsers. So web browsers were like the Google Chrome. We looked at Apple Safari, Microsoft Edge. So these were web browsers. Applications do similar functions, but these are more targeted to specific purposes. Okay. Many of these applications are for free. There are some applications for which you have to pay to download them or to have access to some of the features. I'm not sure if you have had a chance to download an application where you, for example, a trial period for free, where you can try it out, test it out, and if you like it, then you can purchase it. If you didn't, then you can stop using the application itself. So what do these apps do? They do the same thing that a program on your computer would do, right? It gives you access to do so many things on the internet. Okay. So if you have a mobile device, there are already some applications that come on your phone downloaded already. Okay, so you do not have to download certain applications. They already come with your phone. While others, you want to use them, we have to download the applications, right? So how do we go about downloading these applications? Has any of you downloaded an application on your own? On your phone, for use of your phone or your tablet? Miss Marge, you have downloaded an app on your own? I do. Okay, guys, so how do we download an application on our phone? Downloading an application assumes that you already have an email account. Okay, remember sometime, I think it was, if not yesterday, the day before, I had shared with you that your email address gives you access to other applications as well. So your email address is required for you to be able to download an app, right? So the second point that we need to understand or to keep in mind is the type of device that we have. Okay? So some of the common types that we have locally would be the Android phones. And Android phones include Samsung, they include Huawei, some of the other ones that I remember would be Redmi. Okay, so those are some common brands that would be considered Android phones. We have Windows phones as well, and Apple products. Okay. The Apple products would specifically relate to iPhone, iPads, MacBooks. Those are considered Apple products. Okay. So understand the type of device that you have. Based on the type of device that you have, then the process to download an application would be slightly different. Okay. But regardless of this type of phone that you have, there is one place where you normally go to download the application. And that would be the Play Store for Android users or Google users, or it would be the, what's it for the iPhone, Miss Hyde? It's the
App Store.
App Store. Play Store for Google devices or Android devices, and App Store for iPhones, right? So, but the point is you go to that application to download your apps. So once you're there, then you search for the application that you want to download. More than likely, you will have a name or you will have a clue of the application that you want to download. Right? So you search for that application. And once you find the application on your application, right, the Play Store or the App Store, you would then tap on the app to install. It is very user-friendly and the instructions are quite easy to follow. We just need to understand what we're doing. Okay. So once we tap on the app to install, the app then will download and will be added to your list of applications. Okay. This again is considering that the app that you are trying to download is free. If it's not free and you have to pay for it, then there will be a process in between here where you will need to include your payment information. Okay, and normally that would be either via an application card or credit card. It depends on the owner of the application to determine what kind of payment methods they accept, right? Or on the type of payment methods accepted by the app stores or the Play Stores. Okay, so again, this is just a quick walkthrough of the process on how to download. But since we're not face-to-face and I cannot show you how the process goes, and it's a little bit different because then this is a computer and the process on the phone is a little bit different. So what I did is I found a couple of clips that depict this process clearly. In the event you want to go and download an application for yourself, then you can go ahead and do so. So I will have a demonstration for an Android phone as well as for an iPhone. Okay, so again, just allow me to extract the videos here. And this one is specifically for any Samsung phone, right? But again, the process is similar for any Android phone. So let me just play it here. ensure that the audio is good enough.
Hey guys, Wayne here from Tech Made Easy. Today I want to show you how to download an app on your Samsung Galaxy J3. What you're going to do is look for your Play Store app, which should be on your home screen, but if it's not, we're going to tap on apps here, and you'll also find it in this section as well. So either it'll be on the home screen in there, or you may have to swipe up as well, but one of those three ways you'll find your Play Store. We're going to open this up, and you should be on this screen right here. If you're not on this screen, it might mean that you have not created a Google account on your phone yet, or you haven't signed into your Google account. So we'll have a video in the description on how to set up a Google account on your Android phone. Watch that video. That'll show you how to set up your Google account first, so then you can get to this screen. For those of you that are on this screen, this is the Play Store where you'll find, again, games, movies, books, music, all types of content. So we're just gonna find one application to download. You can either look through the options here and download something from here, or you can tap up here where it says Google Play, just tap, and you can type in a specific app that you want. Let's say you want to download Facebook. We'll just type in Facebook and hit in the bottom right corner of your keyboard, there's a magnifying glass. Tap on the magnifying glass and you can search, and there's Facebook. So Facebook is actually already downloaded on this phone, so we don't have any options to download it, but we don't have Instagram. So let's download Instagram. So we're gonna tap on Instagram and we're gonna tap install. Now when an app is free, that button will just say install. If this app, you had to pay for it, then instead of that green button saying install, it would have the price, and you would have to tap there first, and then it would ask you if you want to pay, and you have to put your password in. So just as an FYI. So this will tell you the progress, so you'll know if it's downloaded yet or how much more it needs to download before it's finished. Once it's finished, it will install on the phone, and then we can just open it up, and I'll show you where to find the app once it is installed. All right, once the app does finish downloading, you will see the option here to open it. You'll also see the option to uninstall. So maybe, let's say you downloaded the wrong app, the one you didn't want. You would wait for it to download, and then you would just tap uninstall. But in this case, it has downloaded, so we would just hit open if you want to go right to it. But I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna press our home button here to go back to our main screen. And I'm gonna show you where to find the app once it has been downloaded. So we go to the app section here, and there's your Instagram app right here. Now remember, keep in mind, depending on what version of the J3 you have, you may not have this app button here. You may have to swipe up first, and that's how you get to the app section. But either way, here's our app. We'll tap on it, and then from this point, you'll just follow the prompts. You'll either log in with your account, or you'll have to set up a new account right here where it says set up a new one. I hope you guys found that helpful. Make sure you hit the like button, favorite the video, and share it if it was helpful.
Yes, guys. Again, this was the process, a demonstration of downloading an application on a Samsung phone or an Android phone, right? As I mentioned, the process would be similar. Mr. Rodney, yes, you have a question?
Yes, indeed. They'll say I had noticed when you gave the first example, you did not mention anything about installing, no? Because I've had the case where I have downloaded something on my Android phone, and then I figure, well, it's on the phone and whatnot, and when I try to find it, it's not there because I didn't install, right? So I don't know if that is something that is required all the time or just sometimes, but I did have that experience. And the second point I want to come to, since I'm on the line already, is the whole matter of downloading apps, right? If you have any kind of suggestion as to what apps one should download, or because some people just go crazy and just download app after app, you know, and the phone gets filled up and whatnot. So just that I wanted to mention.
Okay, so from the 2 points, Mr. Rodney, and when it comes to installing the app, it will always require you to install. If you do not install, it's not downloaded. Right, so let me just retract back the video to where it had the install option. Let me see if I can find it here. Okay, here. So upon you searching the application that you want to install, right, you are required to tap on the install button. Okay, so once we tap on install, the application then goes and downloads itself onto your device. Okay, once it's downloaded, and as the demonstration showed here, it states that it shows you the progress of the download. This green bar has to reach all the way to the end for the download to be fully complete. Download and installation. Okay, so yes, Mr. Rodney, we need to tap install every time that we want to download an application. Otherwise, it is not considered installed. Okay, and for us to verify that we did install the application, we can go and search for the application in the Google Play Store, the same Play Store. And the example here that he used was Facebook. Right, so he searched for Facebook, and when the application appeared, you notice that it does not have the install option, correct? We are not having the install option because it is already installed on your phone. Once you see install option, that means the application is not on your phone. It's not downloaded.
Okay, I got that.
If you see this now, that means that the application is already installed on your phone. So this is how you can verify whether the download was completed or not.
Okay, thank you, Delcy.
Yes, you're welcome. As for the second point, what was the second point, Mr. Rodney?
Well,
I put a pin
if
in
you had any advice on the whole matter of downloading and installing apps overall, right? Whether you should be careful about it or anything like that. It's a matter of security and maybe also the functionality of your phone, no?
Yes, definitely. That's a very good point that you brought up there. And yes, we do have some best practices that we want to share with you guys when it comes to downloading applications. As you rightly mentioned, an application takes up space on your phone, right? Our phones come with a limited amount of storage space. Every phone has a different size, but nonetheless, they have storage space. So every time you download an app, that application takes some of your storage space. So you want to download applications wisely, the ones that you will be using. Nonetheless, if you download an application and you feel like after a month, or a couple of months, you're no longer interested in that application, you can uninstall it and clean up your storage space and install another application. So different applications have different sizes, okay? And for us to be able to get all that information of the application, you would get that information in our Play Store, either App Store or Play Store. Right, so let me see if I can show you that example in the Instagram. Okay. So when it comes to you downloading an application, once you search for the application and you want to install that application, you can tap on the application and it will give you more information. It will give you additional details, right? There should be a details when you're looking at the application. It will give you details. You will also be able to see reviews, right? Let me see if I can get an example here on my phone so I can walk you through it of an application that. So I'm using here a mobile device and I'm in the Play Store, right? And these would be examples of different applications. These here. You may not see what I am trying to show you, but I will read out what it says at the bottom of each application here. Okay, so at the bottom, it has how many stars, the rating that has been assigned to that app. So there are some that have a 4.4 star. There are others that have a 4.5, 3.9. So this is an overview of the quality of the application. Okay. So based on that, you can determine, okay, probably you don't want to download a 3 stars application when there is a similar application that has a 4.5 star. Right? So you can use the rating to guide you as to the quality of the application. Okay. So let's say, for example, I choose an application here again. I choose an application here. And this should open, you notice it opens more details of the application. Here's the rating. It has a 4.5 star rating. And at the bottom, it has reviews. So it's kind of like shopping online, right? You can see some user reviews that will tell you, okay, you know what, it's 3 stars because, and it will say why they gave it a 5 star, and it will give you the review there, right? So that is one of the things that you can look at. You can look at the rating, you can look at the user reviews as well. Right on the details of the application, there is something that tells you how many times that application has been downloaded. Okay, so that will give you an idea of, okay, if it's something that has been downloaded so many times and has good reviews, then perhaps it's something that I want to try, right? So again, it's kind of like shopping for an application online. And these are some of the guides that you can use to determine which application you can download. Okay. Because with the fact that we have applications available and a lot of them are free, you will have applications that do the same thing. Like if you want to download an application for budgeting, for example, there are a vast amount of applications that can help you do the budgeting. But how do you determine which of all of the apps there do you download? That is where the guides come into play. Those can help you determine which application to download. So I hope that helps you guys to practice some wise and best practices in downloading these applications on your devices. Okay. Okay, so let me just show you the clip for the downloading an application on an iPhone. So you will see that there are similarities between what I had showed before and this new video. Miss Arzu, do you have a question? Let me know.
Yes, I wanted to know if the apps are safe. I'm putting the storage space and the reviews that you said. Are all of these still safe to download?
Okay, very good question, and thank you for the question. It brought up something that I want to share with you guys. It is very hard for us, the users, to determine if these applications are safe or not. But what can we do to help us determine that? It is important for us users to download an antivirus application on our phones. Right. So the antivirus application is what will help us determine if the applications are safe or not. Okay, so the antivirus is an application itself. So you can go to, if you don't have one, you can go to your Play Store and search for antivirus. Right, search for antivirus, and there you will see various options for antiviruses that you can download on your phone. It is very important for us to have that because, again, that's like our defense. That's our BDF for the phones, right? They're the ones that tell us, you know what, Instagram is not safe. So it helps us to warn the user about the security of these applications, right? So at the end of the day, we determine if we still want to go, if the antivirus is telling you that the application is risky or it has a threat, then we can choose to ignore the warning and download it, or we can actually, you know, go ahead and heed the warning and avoid downloading the application. So yes, if there's an application that I recommend that all users, all phone users download on their phone, it's an antivirus.
But Ms. Koo, some of these you're going to have to pay for, right?
There are antiviruses that are free of cost.
Well, actually, as you said that, I went onto my app store because I don't have an antivirus on the phone. So I went to the app store and I looked at what is available on the app store. And the first one I saw was Norton 360, which I know about. But I believe you might have to pay for that. Oh, no, no.
So one of the differences between Android users and Apple users is that with the iPhones, two things, right? Mm-hmm. The iPhones come with an inbuilt antivirus.
Oh, good.
Comes with its own antivirus, right?
Good.
So that's why, right. So that's why if you want an additional antivirus, you're required to pay for it.
I don't want any more. If the phone comes with one, I'm cool. Thank you for clarifying that.
Versus the Android phone doesn't come with an inbuilt antivirus. Hence the reason why we have available free antivirus. But before I move on, I was about to tell you that Miss Hyde, I'm not sure if anybody else has an iPhone or another Apple product, but with iPhones, they are very secure in that they kind of limit the availability of free applications.
Yeah, I noticed that. I noticed that.
They would have less free applications compared to an Android phone.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's one of the differences between the phones.
I did notice that, and I appreciate your clarifying that. I did notice that. Yes. All right. Thank you. Great.
Sure. Mr. Rodney, your hand is up.
Yeah, yes, indeed. I just wanted to follow up with the matter of the downloading the apps now. And I am focusing on Instagram, and I'll tell you why, because most of the participants on this particular training are from the Cancer Society. And a suggestion has been made in our general meeting that we start to use Instagram instead of WhatsApp, I believe, as our main source of internal communication among members. I really have never used Instagram, and it is not even, in fact, I just downloaded it to see what it would say. And it gave me an option. It says, sign up with Facebook or with your phone or email, right? And I really don't know what's the difference or what's the best one to use. Normally, I would use the first option that is given, no? But I just wanted to make that statement that we are looking at the possibility of starting to use Instagram instead of WhatsApp as a main source of communication among members. I don't know if you have any comments that you would like to make on that.
Yes, I do. Instagram is not considered a communications application.
Correct.
Right? It's more for socializing, like posting pictures, posting flyers. It's more of a one-way communication. Right? So if the organization wants to use it to market or promote its services, I think it's a good way. But if you want it for communication, I believe that WhatsApp would be a better option. It's because WhatsApp is specifically for that, for communication.
Thank you very much indeed, because, and that is why I asked the question, right? Because I wasn't certain whether that is the way to go and whether we wanted to go that way. So we will more than likely take this up again in our next meeting and discuss it a bit further. So whatever additional information we can get from this course regarding that would be most welcome. And thank you again for your advice.
Can I ask sorry, Ms. Koo, I wanted to ask Rodney, why did the society suggest Instagram? What, or, you know, what?
Well, I really wouldn't want to get into that now.
Because
we can get into that on our own chat line and whatnot,
because,
you know, because there are other people here and I don't want to hold up the training to discuss that now.
Because I'm looking at Instagram now, Rodney, and Ms. Koo, you're totally correct, because I have Instagram and that's one of the what you call the real social media, right? I mean, it's basically for people post videos, they post pictures, they market this sort of thing, right? But I don't see communication.
Right.
Anyway,
right.
you could explain it. Yeah.
And as I was saying, Mr. Rodney, we will be looking at WhatsApp. That's one of the applications, and perhaps what we will be discussing and looking at will help you determine if that's something that you want to try, and it allows, you will be able to see why I think it's better for communication purposes to use WhatsApp.
Thank you very much, Delcy.
Yes, and if I can add, I think not the most necessary. If I would rank the social media applications, Instagram would be the more socially oriented, WhatsApp or the communications application, and Facebook would be in between, right? Because Facebook allows for that socializing as well as for the communication. They have really improved in that aspect. But great points, guys. Yes, so I think I cleared or addressed all the questions, and now I want to just take a 5 minutes break, guys. In the event you need to, you know, stretch your legs, drink some water, and then after the 5 minutes break, I will just come back and proceed with the other video clip for the Apple product, the iPhone, to be specific. Okay.
if it's downloaded,
Welcome back, guys. So what I will do now is just proceed with the short clip so that you guys can, again, just have a glimpse on how the process is using another type of device.
Begin by opening the App Store on your phone's home screen. Use the icons at the bottom of the screen to find the apps you want. The featured section are the apps that Apple deems as the best new ones. Top charts are the best sellers. Explore allows you to search under a list of categories. And Search allows you to find apps by keyword. Touch the price of an app or the word "get" to download and install an app. Then tap Open within the store to launch the app, or simply return to the home screen and open it there. And that's it.
Okay, so as you were able to see, the process is similar to the Android, right? But it's quite different. It's not the same process, but the idea, the concept is the same as described here, right? It depends on the device, and we need to go to the Play Store or the App Store, search for the app that we want to download, and then install the application. Okay. So one of the applications that I want to look at right now is the Zoom application. That's the application that we are currently using and engaging for this training session. Okay. Show me by a raise of hands or through the chat, how many of you are using the Zoom application? As in the actual application downloaded on your phone or the application downloaded on your computer. Let me just check the chat here. So Mr. Byrne, okay. Miss Jackie, Miss Marge. Miss Olga, Miss Yvonne, Miss Arzu, Miss Urfa. Okay, so there are still a few of you that would just go directly to the link online to access Zoom, right? In the event, for those of you that do not have the Zoom application, now that we know how to go ahead and download an application, try downloading it on your phone. Okay, if it allows you to download, of course, again, considering that you have the storage space and that you have an email account. Okay. So what is Zoom? What is this Zoom application? Basically, what the Zoom application allows us to do, it allows us to meet online with or without a video. So it allows mostly for mass gathering, if I can put it that way, right? If it's just two persons that will communicate, you can always do a video call through any of the other applications. But Zoom allows for more interaction of more than one, more than just a couple of people. It offers a free basic package. So the application offers certain features free of cost. Of course, as I had mentioned, Zoom has, as every other application that, some other applications that are out there, they have additional features, but for us to access those additional features, we are required to pay for those features or packages, right? So Zoom is no different. It offers us free basic package, which is what more than likely what we have, because I wouldn't expect you guys to be paying for a Zoom account. And it allows, of course, for online meetings through person-to-person invitation, right? In other words, for you to be able to join a Zoom meeting, you need an invitation. You just cannot pop into a meeting. We can use the Zoom application either from a computer, a tablet, or your smartphone, your mobile device, okay? So if you all have the Zoom applications already, I would think that it had asked you to enter your email address to sign in or to log in. And we have the basic package, the free basic package, right? So what does that free basic package allow us to do on Zoom? Basically, what it allows us to do is to host a meeting with up to 100 participants, right? And by participants, it means 100 logins connecting to your, not logins, or accounts or users connecting to your meeting through the meeting link. And it, of course, it has a limit of 40 minutes. So your meetings cannot go past 40 minutes. If you need more time, then you either need to upgrade from the free basic package to a paid one, or create another meeting link for another 40 minutes, okay? I have heard that there are some tricks that you can use to extend the 40 minutes. I'm not aware of what the trick is, but the basic package just allows for 40 minutes, right? So that is it for the Zoom application. It is an overview of the application. Of course, other features allow for other services that we can access via Zoom, but we're not going to be looking at that at this point. So how do we go about using Zoom beyond just joining a meeting? So what I want to look at today is hosting a meeting. Okay, we are going to host a meeting now. At this point, you all are participants, and I am the host, or the National Council, they are considered the host as well. You are participants for this session, right? So for using Zoom, of course, if we want to host meetings, we need an account, right? We need an account. But if we just want to participate in a meeting, we only need to access the meeting link, right? Which is what a few of us are doing. We just access the meeting link and not signing in or entering an email address or downloading the application. So just to recap here, how do we join a Zoom event? I had shared with you on the first day how we can join a Zoom event. There are, There are a couple of ways on how we can join a Zoom event. Can any of you tell me either one or both ways to join a Zoom event.
You could join through the link if somebody gives you a link, or you can join through the app. Because I joined through the app today, but then I had the passcode and the ID, so I was able to join through the app.
Right.
But then,
Yeah, you're right. The first one is the meeting link. Directly tapping or clicking the meeting link, right? That takes you directly to the meeting room. The other one is, as Ms. Hyde mentioned, the use of the meeting ID and password. And that normally is via the use of the application. Okay, so if we click on the meeting link, there's no need for meeting ID and password. It's already automated there. So those are two ways that we can join a Zoom event. And let me see here. This is what I had already shared with you guys before. Right? When you get the invite for a Zoom meeting, this would be the link. If you can see here, it is bordered by this red rectangle. This is where you would see the meeting link. And then at the bottom, you would see what are the meeting ID and meeting password, right? So whenever you receive a meeting invite, you will be getting these pieces of information from whoever is sending the invitation. Okay. So now let's look at hosting a Zoom event. How do we host a Zoom event? For those of you that have the application, what I will show here, what I have displayed here, will look familiar. Okay, so when you open the application, it gives you these different options for the use of the application of Zoom. So we either can create a new meeting. To create a new meeting, we would select this top option. We can either join a meeting, which is what we do when we log into this meeting. We can schedule a new meeting, right? So the difference between this, the new meeting up here and this schedule is that new meeting would be immediate at the time. So if I click this, it will call up a new meeting immediately. While scheduling is you schedule one for future date and time. And you also have this share screen. Now, what you will see here will vary slightly depending on, of course, the package that you have with Zoom. So the free basic package will allow you for certain things. The paid packages will allow you for additional features. So you might see something different based on, again, what kind of package you have. Okay, so if you want to host a Zoom meeting for whatever purpose it is, right? Maybe it's a happy hour with your organization, with your friends, your family, or maybe it's a meeting. We can schedule it using this schedule option here. So as the host, you will have different meeting controls that a participant would have. Okay, so remember here we have two different roles. We have the host and we have the participants. So when you set up the call or set up the meeting, you would be considered the host. Important to note, you can share the hosting responsibilities, right? You can assign someone else to co-host your meeting And all of those things would appear in your account, right? In your settings, you can manage all of those things there, or using the controls at the bottom of your screen. So what you can see here is the image of a in-meeting host control. Again, some of these would differ based on the package that you have, okay? But if you look at the screen here, some of these features are similar features that we have access to at the moment. So here you can see the mute button. You can see the number 2 would be your video, activating your video camera or your webcam. Number 3 looks at the security of the application. Number 4 is to view a list of participants in your meeting. Number 5 here is to activate the chat window. You can open it. You can open the chat window to carry out your conversation. As the host as well, you have number 6, which is the option to share screen. And that's basically what I am doing right now. You are seeing the same thing I am seeing on my computer, right? So that is what we call sharing of screen. Number 7 is the recording of the meeting. So Zoom allows us to record our meetings. And that is a very good feature, because if for some reason someone is not able to participate in the meeting or the call, they can always go back to the recording. And so that allows you to save a copy of the recording of the meeting. And last but not least is of course, where the end option is for the meeting, right? So again, these are features that are available for you when hosting a Zoom meeting. So it allows us to carry out virtual sessions, and it allows us to reach to various people across the country, across the region, across the world. Okay, so that is one of the benefits of Zoom in meeting. Be able to host meetings in the Zoom application. Okay, let me see what else I have here with regards to the Zoom application. Miss Orfa, I see your hand is up. I'm not sure if I missed it, but I just saw it. Do you have any question?
No, that was from before. Sorry.
Okay, no problem. I was just confirming because I don't really want to miss any question. Okay, so guys, this brings me to the end of today's session. We still have other applications to look at, but I do not want to start those applications at the moment since we're almost at the end of the session, okay? I want to start that tomorrow so that we can focus on that one application specifically for tomorrow. So Miss Olga asked a question, does host control the volume and video on all participants' devices? No. So when I am sharing my screen and I'm sharing a video, I will control the volume of the video that will be projected to your screen, right? But at the same time, the volume of your device also determines how clearly you hear the audio of the video shown or whatever it is that I want you to hear. Right, so the host only can control so much of the volume. As the host, I just need to make sure that it's clear and that it's audible. And then on your side, you determine if it's too high or too low. But thanks for the question. So yes, guys, So I just want to use these last few minutes again to address any questions that you have regarding the Zoom application.
Sometimes I see that it has a little write up there that says the host has muted you.
Yes, so as the host, again, keeping in mind that you have two different roles in a meeting, right? The host and the participants. As the host, you have certain, I don't want to say control, I want to say certain accesses to help you moderate the meeting, okay? So one of those things is muting. One of those things is also, let me just check here quickly. Okay, so I can mute, as the host, I can mute, I can unmute, I can assign co-hosts, right? I can remove a participant from the meeting. I can, what else does it have here? I can put in waiting room. Right, you remember when you are logging into the meeting, you are placed in a waiting room until the host actually invites you in, right? So as the host, if we think, sorry, my words are getting crazy. If we think about hosting a Zoom meeting, it's like you hosting a party. As the host, you have certain responsibilities when it comes to hosting the party. Whilst the invitee, they just come and enjoy the party, right? So as the host, as I mentioned, you have additional accesses to help you moderate the meeting. So yes, Ms. Orfa, you would see sometimes as well, what the host can do, you know, when some of the participants don't really have the ability to unmute or mute themselves, you can also unmute a participant.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I'm not sure if you also see the notifications of when a video is, not the video, sorry, of when the meeting is recorded.
Yes, I do. Yes, I know when it's being recorded.
Yes, so it takes into that consideration of notifying your participants as well, because especially with recording, you know, when you record something, it's in record. So you want your participants to be aware that whatever you're being said, whatever is being said is also being recorded. Mr. Rodney, you had a question. I see your hand is up.
Actually, I just want to make a clarification of a statement that I made earlier regarding Instagram and WhatsApp now. With respect to the Cancer Society, I believe I may have been mistaken. And I think it was more replacing Facebook with Instagram, right? Rather than replacing WhatsApp with Instagram. And still, there are questions that arise for me, which I am not asking you to comment on, especially not at this late stage of today's meeting now. But I just wanted to make that clarification for everybody's information. Thank you.
Okay, Mr. Ronan, noted. But as I mentioned, maybe when we look into the WhatsApp, you will see maybe if it's a better option for what it is that you want to be using it for with your with the organization. Sorry. Okay, one question here. Let me see. To get an additional time of 40 minutes, what's the quickest way to get going again? Okay, so I am assuming, Miss Olga, that if, say, for example, you're in your meeting and your 40 minutes is up, the quickest way is to just, okay. One of the ways that I have seen a lot of people manipulate it is when you're having your meeting, when you're hosting your meeting and it has time limit, it will tell you at the top of the screen, just like you see the notifications about meeting being recorded or host has muted, you will see a notification that says remaining time, right? So it gives you a timer so that you as a host are aware that your meeting is about to expire. So what some people do is they end the meeting before it just expires. Because once the 40 minutes are up, it doesn't give you any notification or whatever, it just kicks you out. Right, so with the timer, you're able to determine, okay, you know what, maybe 1 minute to the 40 minutes, I will end the meeting and quickly create another meeting link. Right, so quickly create another meeting link and send it to your participants to continue with the meeting. That is to avoid any meetings ending abruptly. Another way that I'm not sure, because I have not really tried the 40 minutes limit. Another way that some users use is that they wait again until minutes before the meeting expires and ask participants to log in using the same link, right? Again, this is what I've heard. I really don't have experiences with that. I see Ms. Shireen's hand is up. Maybe she has something to share regarding that. Ms. Rivero?
Yes, hi, Mr. Elsie. Thanks. I was looking for that raise hand. We've used Zoom so many times, or I've used Zoom a whole lot, even with the free package and with the paid package. So one of the things that I've done with the free package to get right back in, instead of creating a new link, you can actually click that same link again, and it will take you right back into the meeting. So what we do is I would let, like if it's an informal session, so you want to do this with an informal session. So like, for example, if Cancer Society wanted to do this, they could tell all the parties, the members, them, closer to the end of the meeting, guys, our meeting time is about to expire. Remember that when the meeting ends and they kick you out, just click the link back and you will enter right back into the room. So then the host won't kick you out, just open it right back up and everybody will be able to continue for an additional 40 minutes. So that's one way that you can just do it quickly.
Okay, so I guess it works because as I mentioned, I had heard of it, but I do not have firsthand experience. But thanks, Ms. Rivera, for confirming that, yes, it works. Okay, so that's very good to know.
And you don't have to
create another meeting link, correct? You're on mute, Ms. Rivero.
Yes, no, you don't have to create a new link. It's the same link you can use again.
Okay, perfect.
Because then it gives you for that date that it's scheduled for.
Okay. Okay, any other questions, guys, regarding using Zoom?
Sorry.
Go ahead, Mr. Marco.
Whenever we every day the recording, this is posted on YouTube too, and it's the same link
for the recording of the session.
Yes.
Ms. Rivera, maybe you can answer that one. I'm not sure how the links are shared or the recordings are shared.
Yeah, well, what we do is we upload it to the NCA channel. So once we receive it from itself, it's uploaded to the NCA YouTube channel, and then you will be able to view it there. So we send you the direct link so that you don't have to be searching, because I don't think it is open to public view.
Okay.
So not anybody you can't necessarily go on YouTube and just search for it and find it. It's closed, it's private.
It's okay, but that's what I was asking. If the same link that you sent us the first day, can we access this program today?
We will send you a new one. We'll send you a new one. So every time we do a new one for it. Okay. So I have the 2-1 that I think I just sent And then you will get day 3. Once I get it from Ms. Delcy, we'd upload it to our channel and then we send it. We just send it that way because then it's easier for you to be able to download and watch it.
Okay.
But if you want to view it a second time, Miss Urfa, then you can go to that same link that we sent you if you want to view it a second time.
Yes, I do, because I think I missed a little bit of this one. So
So that's why.
Or this one is very interesting, sorry, to me. So that's the reason why I want to go back to it.
Sure, no problem. You can always click the link again and again and again. You just are not able to go on the YouTube website and search for it and be able to find it.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for that clarification.
Thanks, Ms. Shireen, for helping me out with this one. Mr. Zhu, do you have a question?
Yes, ma'am. Ms. Delcy, I just think it is important that you tell us why participants should have their audio on mute, and explain to us under what circumstances would you as the host put us on mute.
Okay. So that would be some, when it comes to virtual sessions, right? It's like, take it as you being in a face-to-face interaction. So the same rules we want to apply when we're interacting in a meeting. So when it comes to, say, for example, having discussions, when more than 2 people are talking at the same time, then that interrupts the quality of the discussion, because at that time, then you don't really know who you're listening to or who to prioritize when it comes to that, right? So that's one of the things why you as a participant has the option to mute and unmute yourself, okay? And why, when it comes to muting by the host, with different participants, some of us are not very, how to say, quick to realize that, okay, when I ask a question, I need to unmute myself and then remember that I need to mute myself again, right? So when that happens, remember you have audio, you have background noise, there are other things that are happening in your background that you perhaps are not speaking, but the audio is still, we're still, different noises are still audible, right? So at that point, without you having to interrupt the discussion, the host can mute the participant, and that is where you get the notification the host has placed you on mute.
If you have any questions or comments while you're watching this video, those down below and I'll get to those.
So in this example, if you guys can know,
my favorite tips.
Hyde has her device
Physical therapy, this is a question that I ask a lot.
on mute, right? And we were able to hear the background noise that was happening while her device was unmuted. Okay, so that is one of the importance of having the mute feature available for participants, right? It's more to control the moderation of the interaction. The same thing with video cameras. If you notice, you have the ability to turn on your webcam and turn it off as well, right? I don't think the host has that ability. Let me just check. I will test with someone here, Miss Orfa. Yes, you see, I turned off Miss Orfa's.
Yes, yes.
I turned off Miss Orfa's video stream because of the same thing as well. Perhaps Miss Orfa doesn't know what her screen is showing, and to avoid certain situations, the host has the ability to stop her video from streaming as well. So I will turn you back on to see if that is going to work. Okay, there you go. So she's back on. But yes, Mr. Zhu, that is, was I able to clarify your question?
You surely did. Thank you so much.
Okay, great. So as I mentioned, right, the host has abilities that a participant does not have, because then we don't want our participants to have the ability to kick somebody out of the meeting, right? Because with the Zoom application, there is nothing to say that only responsible adults will be participating. Children use these applications as well. Teenagers use these applications as well. So there are these features where it allows the moderator to moderate the meeting as one would have done so if we were face-to-face. So it allows for the use of those features. Okay, any other questions, guys? Perhaps if you want to go and try Zoom sometime between now and the end of the module, you might come up with some other questions that require clarifications for you to better use the application. Okay, guys, well, that brings me to the end of today's session. What we're going to be looking at tomorrow is WhatsApp, right? We're going to be looking at WhatsApp and specifically looking at creating group chats. We're going to be looking at creating group calls, how to send attachments via WhatsApp, the different types of attachments that we can send. We can look at how to send messages in WhatsApp.
All right.
And if we have time, then we can jump into the Facebook application, right? So that is what is lined up for tomorrow. And hopefully we will have time to finish up both applications. Okay, okay guys, well, as I mentioned, that's what we're going to be looking at tomorrow. So thank you all. Thank you for your participation, for your questions. And I will be seeing you guys tomorrow at 2 o'clock once more. You all take care and have a safe evening. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, Miss Elsie. Very interesting day.
Yes, thank you.
Session. Thank you.
All right, everybody, thank you all for joining today.